Spunky Sprite! Sprite, good morning! Yay, 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 yay. Thank you, girl. Hi. Finally got up. Hi, Spunky. Hi, Spunky. Give me a bath, right? Okay, go back to sleep. Sorry to wake you up so early. You always wake me up in the middle of the night besides. Huh? Right? You're a blind girl? Hi, blind girl. Look at her eyes. Good morning! Huawei's launching its new phone, the P30 and P30 Pro tomorrow, Saturday in Singapore. Are you excited? Well, here's some reasons why or rather, I wouldn't want to get the new P30 Pro handphone. Now, the P in the P30 series stands for photography. The series targets photography enthusiasts and ordinary folks like you and me. It brings a slew of features. Now, last year I decided to go to the retail shop and hold the P20, P20 Pro, the Mate 20, and see it for myself. See whether I really like this brand called Huawei. I like the form factor. It's lightweight, it holds very well in the hand. I do like the some of the photography features, the ability to zoom in to X number of focal length. However, two things put me off immediately. Number one, the OS layout. The design is just terrible. The MUI design. It's very cartoonish. I mean, if people say that Samsung is cartoonish, this is worse. It's just very ugly. Number two, okay, the OIS or the optical image stabilization features on Huawei phones are just terrible compared to flagships from other brands. This was the case in the P20, P20 Pro, and the Mate 20 and Mate 20 Pro. Has things changed? Has the image stabilization for videos improved in the P30 and P30 Pro? Well, see it for yourself.
Let's see how stable both of these are when we're using the ultra-wide for video. Man, that crow is super loud. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and run while we're using the ultra-wide.
Okay, to give the P30 and P30 Pro some credit, I do appreciate the 5x optical zoom, and it goes all the way up to 50 times.
The second one is something they call the walkie-talkie building, and you can probably tell as we're changing camera lenses, the color temperature of the photo changes too. But that doesn't change the fact that the zoom is so powerful that you can't tell I'm on a different building hundreds and hundreds of meters away.
But honestly, who zooms up to 50 times all the time, right? Unless you have strange intentions, unless you're up to strange things. Okay, how many of us actually zoom across the platform, zoom across the city to look at this sign, this text on this building that's like miles and miles away? Number two, the night mode. Now, I do like the night mode. However, having used the night mode on the Google 2 XL, I've actually stopped using it for a long time. I mean, it was a novelty when it was released. It was fun. I started taking pictures of the corridors, the dark corridors, the places that my dogs like to wander. Sometimes at night I just whip it up and just to try it out. However, the novelty soon wore off for me. I've stopped taking pictures using the night mode on the Google 2 XL for the longest time. So let me just gonna say the night mode, it's just a flash in the pan. You're not gonna use it often. You're not gonna go out late at night and start taking pictures at night all the time. And keep in mind, the subjects in the when you take pictures on night mode must keep very still, because you gotta hold the camera for a few seconds at least in order for the image to be crisp and clear. So whatever wonderful features the Huawei P30 and P30 Pro have touted for the upcoming release, trust me, you're not going to use it often. You're going to use stuff like ultra wide mode, because it's a wonderful, and a lot of reviews say the same. It's wonderful to be able to have a good ultra wide feature to take pictures, to take videos, and it's very important also the optical image stabilization when you take videos, because video taking is so important nowadays for a lot of people.
But I did prefer the ultra wide camera on the S10 Plus. It's actually wider compared to the P30 Pro. For video, although both were good, I would have to give the overall win to the S10 Plus. The footage from the primary camera as well as the ultra wide was more stable. You've got better autofocus, you've got better slow motion, and you've also got the option of HDR10 Plus as well as 4K up to 60 frames a second. You can only go 4K at up to 30 frames a second on the P30 Pro.
And selfies, mind you, selfies. The quality of selfies on the Samsung, Apple phones are so much better. Google as well.
This is where things get interesting, because it looks like we lose that dynamic range on the P30 Pro, and you can see that the background is now blown out compared to the S10 Plus, and this is something that I noticed quite a bit. When you're using portrait mode, then the P30 Pro does tend to blow out the highlights. The edge detection on the P30 Pro is also not as good as the S10 Plus. If you look towards my sunglasses, there's some errors here, also towards my jacket, whereas the S10 Plus, thanks to that additional depth sensor, is doing a much better job. And here I do prefer the image on the S10 Plus, and that's because if you look towards the background, the S10 Plus has maintained those details in the background, whereas the P30 Pro has blown those out. And this is something that I did notice. Here's another image of the London Eye in the background. Because there was a lot of light in the background and we were in the shade, the P30 Pro has struggled to evenly expose the background as well as the foreground. The S10 Plus is definitely doing a much better, even job here. Now,
finally, I'm just going to talk about the freebies. Okay, Huawei is throwing at the consumers. Now, when I got the S10 Plus recently, the promotion came with two wonderful freebies. That is, number one, the wireless charging dual charging pad, and the earbuds. Wow. You steady, bang? I tell you, these are so useful products, and they're really good stuff. I use the wireless charging pad every day. I use the earbuds whenever I'm out. Okay, it's so convenient, it's so practical. Now, what is Huawei offering? Number one, their own proprietary smartwatch. Now, I was very tempted to just buy the phone and just get the smartwatch. I want to upgrade from my smartwatch from the ancient S2, Samsung S2. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the S2 because I love the fact that Samsung allows you to use the latest smartphone face designs. Those that are available to the latest Galaxy Watch, I can access them too, and they are really well designed. Very smart looking, very cool. I mean, I posted quite a few on my Instagram and many of you, and Facebook, and many of you have noted that, wow, they really look very good. And I still continue to use my S2 smartwatch up to today, right? Now, I've done my research on the Huawei GT Active watch. Now, there are not many smartphone faces you can have access to. That's primarily because Huawei created their own OS for their smartwatch. So their OS is not out there for other designers to play around, to tinker with, to come out with designs. So you have very limited wallpapers for the smartphone, very limited, and they are like not nice at all. Number two, look at the range of smartwatches today. The ones by Samsung, they are so much better. The Apple phone, gloriously overpriced. It's so much better. So after watching all the reviews, reading all the reviews, I've decided the Huawei GTA gift of the smartwatch is just not attractive at all. The other free gift they're throwing in is the JBL speaker. It's a portable speaker, but I thought about it. If I go portable, I would put on my wireless earphones. Right now the Samsung earbuds. Previously I was using this Sony wireless headsets that I got really cheap at the IT show a couple of years back, and those are still wonderful. They offer very good bass, very good treble, very crisp. But of course I've decided to switch over to the earbuds, Samsung earbuds. Now, would I want a portable external speaker? Would I want to carry my music around and blast it and then inconvenience people on the train, the park, in the cafes? Oh my, don't you just dread these people when they play their music out loud in public? Gosh, they're so inconsiderate, right? And we're at home. Would you want to use that small little speaker at home in your living room, I would rather use my soundbar. I would rather use a better speaker at home. So there you go. The freebies offered by Huawei are not very attractive at all, and they are not very practical, mind you. So to get the P30 or not to get the P30, I think the S10 Plus, the S10, they are much better. Yes, they may not come with the night mode. Yes, the optical zoom is only up to it's not up to 5 times, nor is it up to like a hybrid 10 times that Huawei P30 and P30 Pro offers. But hey, for the reasons I've given, I think I'm very contented shooting videos right now with the S10 Plus. I'm super contented. I'm super overjoyed with the pictures I've taken on the S10 Plus, right? And the S10 Plus has sold so well across many countries. So think about it. Huawei P30, P30 Pro, at tomorrow's launch, are you gonna dive in? I say save your money. Wait for the Mate 20 and Mate 20 Pro. Let's see if Huawei will improve on its video OIS. I would just wait for the Note 10, or maybe even the iPhone 11. Have you heard? They're gonna like really overhaul the entire phone, because they are losing out, right? In terms of market share and handphone features, they are like so 70s. They're not strange things anymore. They're like weird things. So don't waste your money. Don't buy the P30, P30 Pro. Yeah, I'm putting myself out there. Huawei will not like this, but I'm just speaking the truth. Please, Huawei, do something about the video photography. The OIS, for goodness sake. The OIS on the S9, Note 9 was so much better. Yeah, that's all. Bye. So,
just testing out the autofocus on the S10 Plus. That dual pixel is so fast. Same test on the P30 Pro, and it's definitely not as fast as the S10 Plus, as you can see.